over the world watching us. And welcome to yet another edition of Ask the Coach, Ask the Player. And in front of me here is an award for the most promising player that was given to a player that this man in front of me is responsible for. And that tournament is the Abuja Female Invitational Cricket Championship, sponsored by Helping Hands and was stamped upon by the Nigerian Cricket Federation. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, how are you doing?
I'm all right, sir. And with me here is Mr. Ingram Jones. Please, sir, can you tell us more about yourself?
Well, I'm much more level 3 cricket coach, been coaching 25 years, sports consultant, media, now director of ECSM, Ecsm, coaching and sports management.
Thank you very much for that. And with you last month, you went to Abuja with an ECSM side that won this award in front of everyone here. The most promising player.
OMOLERE.
Yes, Miss OMOLERE OGUNYEMI. Looking back, what does this award mean to you as a coach that coached someone to being the most promising player at the tournament?
For me, as my coach Gary Kirsten would say, coaches are not there to take the limelight. We're there as hosts, we're facilitators. We bring out the best in a player. We create the opportunities. We make the player realise the talent that they have, and then we show them how they can access that talent. So for me, the award is great, it's fantastic, and I'm really grateful to that. But I think it's more a testament to the community, the player, and the family. So let me elaborate. So the community first and foremost is Ikorodu. And Ikorodu 2 years ago, there was no cricket development here whatsoever. So if you take that into consideration, and then you take the player's dedication from that introduction to cricket, moving from softball into hardball, to representing their state, and now playing and getting the most promising player, and in front of and awarded by the Nigerian Cricket Federation, and they said most promising with the bat, even though she's a wicketkeeper, promising with a bat, and they touted her as a future superstar. Not me, the Nigerian Cricket Federation. So they've seen something in OMOLERE that is special. So think about that player now that's dedicated themselves to playing cricket, and then think about it in their community, and then go back to their parents, who may at first have said, not sure about you going to play cricket. What's this cricket all about? Particularly when you think about the security or the insecurity in the country, and this young man from England pops up and says he's going to do cricket coaching. Of course there's concerns, but family, OMOLERE's family, trusted me and believed in me, and without that trust and belief, OMOLERE wouldn't be around to do the cricket. So the award is not just about the coach or the player, but the community. I'm very thankful and grateful.
Well, that was beautiful as well. What have been the challenges you've faced while bringing up the player that won this award? What have you tweaked about her game?
The biggest challenge is belief. Sometimes you have to believe in people and they don't believe in themselves. Sometimes you have to encourage when no one else will encourage. Sometimes you have to give tough love. You tell a player, look, you're not doing well, you're not pulling up your socks, you're not performing. If you don't want to play cricket, go elsewhere. So if you are, as a coach, having to do those things, there's a possibility you might lose that player. There's a possibility you might lose that player. But at the same time, you want the best out of that player. So I can't sit there and say to you, I started coaching OMOLERE, and 1 year and a half we've been dedicated and focused, and this is where we are today. No, it's been a challenge. And one of the challenges has been sometimes engagement. Sometimes people are not engaged because they don't believe they're as good as they potentially could be. So that's one of the challenges, I would say. Self-belief and dedication. But she has, since the mini league we did last year, She ended up being the best player of the mini league. So that was the start for me and her really working together to develop and become a better player. So she's got the rewards for it now.
Speaking about rewards, um, as you said, the NCF touted her, Miss OMOLERE OGUNYEMI, as a future superstar. So that means chances of her getting a chance at the national team side is now getting closer than expected.
Yes.
So what are you looking to do to actually make this a reality for the young lady?
So the possibility of her getting a call up to train with the Nigerian women, that would be our first target. Not just for her, but for a number of other players. But obviously she's the one that's recognised. And of course we have to give kudos for that. I've always said to our players across the community, those who are new and those who are a little bit more experienced, I've said to them, all it takes is one player to get into that Nigerian setup from Ikorodu, and then you start a trend, because it then becomes possible. People like to feed too much into impossible, but I like the word I am possible.
Now, speaking about I am possible, and then starting a train that gets, starting a motion that gets the train moving, what are you looking to, what target are you actually looking to lay for yourself to make this target a possibility?
Well,
Getting at least as much as she's trying to get into the national side, you should be looking at having some other players follow that route.
Of course. So if you're set up, like I've got experience of coaching and being successful in England, this is where I learnt my trade, going to Australia, having a West Indian background, having experience in India, using all those experiences bringing together to set up a system here in Lagos that is first class. And I can do that. So if I'm able to produce players to play county cricket in England, and I know what it takes to get a player to play in county cricket in England, then that standard that is there, if I put those standards in the way we train, in the way we coach, in the way we play. And the thing is, I won't just use cricket to make our players successful. I'll use other components and other sports to make these players stand out. So that would be my plan in the next, without saying too much, would be my plan for the next year at least. And that my coaches that are on board understand that philosophy and that vision and are able to relay that to the players. So we've got like a few coaches now that are, when I say dedicated, I don't mean that, I mean that they are sleep, drink, eat cricket, and they are in the schools, they turn up on a Saturday, they train their players. That's all part of it, you know, and they are following that philosophy through, and we're getting players from it. I know players like OMOLERE are benefiting from it, and there are a few others as well that did well at the tournament that I didn't think were going to do that well, that did really well. So then I had to look again and say, wow, we've come a long way in such a short space of time.
Now, speaking of coming a long way in a short period of time, what are the next plans you have in line for all of these players, this community as a whole, ECSM generally?
Yeah, so I have to make something clear. The ECSM, Ecsm Coaching Sports Management, is not Ikorodu. Ikorodu is where it started, but there are 6 districts across Lagos. So people will ask, so ECSM, what have you done? So there's the history of what we've done. In 2 years, we've done this. We've had a league. We've had Brighter Futures, the UK government come in and support our players. We've had STEM program from the USA. We've had media training from Cleverest. So the players have had lots of abundant educational opportunities. And I believe with those diverse opportunities, it makes a player more exposed. So 2024 is more of that. And of course now going across the other districts, finding new players to join what's already happened in Ikorodu, and then once we can do that, then those in Ikorodu will then play those in the other districts, and then we have more competitions, and with that, more competitive cricket, and with that, potentially a league in 2024.
So technically, you've given a breakdown of the blueprint for next year.
But yes, there's a lot more to it, but I think that is kind of like an idea. Mm.
An idea. As a 2024 idea.
So what you're seeing in 2023 and the success of 2023 was built in 2022. So I'm a year ahead. So so now I'm ready ending 2024. And we're still in 2023. Do you understand? And that's just the way you have to be. You have to be ahead of the game. And maybe predict any stumbling blocks along the way. But I've sort of seen the stumbling blocks of 23, so it makes me a lot more prepared for 24. Partnerships are key. Partnerships, collaborations, strong partners, people who've got your back, people who believe in your vision. I think we'll have a lot more of that in 24 because people have seen what you've done in 23.
Speaking of seeing what you've done in 23, for someone that just started cricket in a community that had zero cricket about 3 years ago, and then grooming a player to be able to win the most promising player award.
Female player.
A female player that
in Lagos. So that speaks volumes. Not Ikorodu, Lagos. Because yes, she's from Ikorodu, but she's in the state of Lagos. So that's a big thing. That's a big thing. And a massive thing to have travelled from Ikorodu to Abuja. Now to me, once I saw the opportunity, I thought, right, we have to get to that. We have to get to that tournament. It's a must. However we get there, we got to get there. And we went there. So, yeah. You have to back and believe in your players. And you have to back and believe in your vision and take a chance. We did just that. And I have to say thank you to the Nigerian Cricket Federation. And thank you to Cecilia of Helping Hands. Without that collaboration, we would not be sitting here talking about this award, OMOLERE, or a brighter future for our cricketers. So thank you very much.
Now, speaking about having a brighter future for the players, and then expectations are key to having a successful career. So what expectations or what targets are you setting for yourself right now? Not for the cricketers, not for the academy, but for yourself this time around. What challenges are you giving yourself to actually try and see, not even try, to see that much more opportunities are given to people all around Lagos?
To continue to create international partnerships. I now released my book, so getting that out there and sharing that, talking and promoting more of the sport of cricket, getting our players more out exposed. They've been on television, so I think that's important as well. And I also think that when I talk about international partnerships, that's not just them coming here, but us going there. So the more opportunities we create, it's in the players' favour. And of course, I'm not Nigerian. So in 2024, at least 3 or 4 flights outside of Nigeria have to be happening. And if at least 3 of them can be on cricket, I'd be very happy. Outside of Nigeria. And in 2024, we would like to be on a flight to Abuja and not travelling 15 hours in a bus. As much as it was nice and a nice road trip the first time round, we prefer to be going by flight next time.
Thank you very much for your time, sir.
Yes.
We really, really appreciate you having you on this edition of today's show.
Yes.
And before we leave, is there anything else you'd like to add to perhaps the players that might be watching this, to people out there that are watching observing what you're doing with ECSM and how much ECSM is impacting the lives of countless youths all around.
I said when I started this journey with the young people of the Caribbean in all the schools, there will come opportunities. You have to take those opportunities when they come. I said that in March 2022 in the Parkwood School. I'm saying it again here in November 2023. There will be more opportunities. You have to take them. But to take those opportunities, you have to be ready. So if you stay ready, or you miss out on the opportunities. You can't get ready to stay ready. You've got to be ready. That means ready physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Be ready. No point just sitting in church praying about it. You have to do the work. So many of our players, I'll say this to again, do the work, turn to training, be there on time, no excuses, focus. And you see, when you dedicate, what can happen.
Thank you very much for everything, sir. We really appreciate having you yet again. Right here with me is Mr. Ingram Jones.
I'd like to say thank you very much to Sir Okole. He is our presenter, our voiceover, our man of many talents, Mr. Okole. Okay, so from now on, those people across the world, just remember the name Mr. Okole. Mr. Okole, remember the name Mr. Okole. Sir Okole.